So here was two very different outcomes at the end of a shot clock is how I would say it. And it was
Yeah,
funny. It was one of those I was watching it live and it looked completely different live than it does looking at the slow-mo. And that's something that I
100%.
I always find funny.
Yeah, I sent you a text when we were watching during the game and said, "Hey, that Sturris penalty. Can we just make that a what was he doing moment in the in the show? Like, what are you thinking?" And let's run the play here. And you see, there's 11 seconds left in the shot clock. San Diego has the ball. Leo Sturris is right behind the net there, watching Curtis Dixon. Comes out, stays with him, checks him there, takes a penalty, and we're thinking there's 2 seconds left in the shot clock. He's over along the boards. What on earth? What a dumb play. Like it just seemed like such a bad play. And now then we watch the replay and you see Sturris is finishing his check. He gets close to hitting the arm, misses and actually slashes Dixon in the leg. And that's where the penalty comes from. And I talked to Glenn Clark about it and said, were you guys just really mad at Leo for taking this? That just doesn't seem like a smart penalty. He said, no, we were okay with that. I mean, he's just fighting hard, finishing the play. And we talked about how, you think like we're sitting there watching, and this is something I try to remember. And, I think fans forget and we forget. Like, I felt like, wow, what is this play? Why are you making this play with 2 or 3 seconds left in the shot clock? It's not a dangerous situation. And Glenn Clark said, one, they don't always know how long's left. It's so loud. They can't hear us yelling from the bench, and he's right over near the bench. There's a lot of noises, the fans and the music and everything. They can't hear what's going on. They might not know how long's left on the shot clock. They might not hear their teammates unless somebody has a chance to look at the shot clock. They know it's late, but they don't know how late. And you don't want to make the mistake of leaving Curtis Dixon to start a play or to finish a play late in the shot clock. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And Clark actually referenced a couple of plays earlier, and there was one that came up that we're going to look at now. And this is from the Toronto Buffalo game. And this is a play where it gets late in the shot clock and it doesn't look very dangerous, right? Can we pull that one up?
Oh yeah, I'm watching it. I don't know why I don't know why you
Okay,
weren't.
I'm
I was
like,
like I nailed it. I think.
yeah, sure.
But yeah.
So back it up a bit. Back it up. Okay. So here's a shot Josh Byrne takes, and then back it up a bit more. Okay, so stop it there. You can see Byrne is about to shoot. He's over on the Cal Tire logo or whatever it is. On the far side of the floor from him, over to the far left, Kyle Buchanan, right there where the arrow is. He's there, and Mitch DeSnoo is watching him with the black tights. That's Mitch DeSnoo watching him right there. This is 8 seconds left in the shot clock. The time keeps ticking down, and you can see Toronto's got everyone pushed out. They're all in pretty good position. DeSnoo is watching Buchanan. As we run it a bit, Buchanan's going to go behind the net, and DeSnoo watches him. He's quite aware. The shot by Byrne goes off target, goes out, bounces almost to center. Stop it there for a sec. And you see, if we even back it up a little, Byrne gets this ball and immediately just wings it in there. And Mitch Sassoon, who was watching, and I think Mitch Sassoon may be the best defensive player in the league. I think he had a fantastic year again. He's a great player. He just kind of loses track of Kyle Buchanan because it's late in the shot clock. It doesn't seem like a dangerous situation. The ball is bouncing out near center, and it turns into a goal because Kyle Buchanan makes a very veteran play, a very smart play. He's a brilliant player. He goes out, finds this little spot. He pops out, sees what's happening, cuts to the middle, spins back, gets a shot and scores. And that's a huge goal. That gets things rolling gets things spreading a bit more. Buffalo's, but they're up 4-0. That makes it 5-0. And this is just after the play that we talked about with earlier with Chris Boucher going in and then getting out of the crease, not challenging because they'd already used to challenge the whole thing for Toronto, where it could have been 3-1. It's 4-0. This makes it 5-0. And that's a play late in the shot clock where Toronto just doesn't play a full 30. And that was the point that Glenn Clark made to me was you have to play a full 30 seconds. And they had no problem with Leo Sturris. I mean, you don't want to take a penalty, but they had no problem with the effort he made, with the play he made. It just worked out that he took a penalty. And that's going to happen sometimes when you're playing tough defense. And that was a real lesson for me to remember. Not everything you see is as clear to the players on the floor as it is to us. We're sitting there watching on a screen from our chair, our couch, whatever, or the seat in the stands. And we can see the shot clock. We can look at whoever we want. He has to focus on Curtis Dixon in that situation. And that's something I think is a great reminder for all of us, that all these things that happen on the floor are way faster and way more difficult than we remember.